to good dawning, beautiful souls of light and love, and welcome to Friday. So, welcome. We've made it through another week here. I think we've done this now for almost 3 months. Insane. Going on 3 months. So, grateful that you're here, thankful that you're here, and welcome to another good dawning here with me. Yeah. Here we go. It's my big lighting. I control the lighting here with the side window. But grateful that you're here, thankful that you're here, and made it through another week. All right, so welcome. And let's see who we got here. We got Millie, thank you. Karen, good joining. Laura. Laura is, and we'll say this again because it takes a minute or two for everyone to pile in here. But Laura will be on again Monday with What's Up with Laura. What's Up with Your Universe. So she's going to do tarot cards and Oracle on Monday, same time, same channel as last week. So at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, your time, East Coast. We will have Laura throwing cards and Oracle and passing off her amazing wisdom. And Thursday. So Thursday at, we're changing things next Thursday with John Benny being live. We're going to go on at 8 o'clock. So we're going on 33 minutes earlier. So there you go. So we'll be on at 8 o'clock on Thursday live with John Benny. The first half will be mostly interview, and then we'll do some he'll do some stuff on the channel himself, and then we'll move over, and the rest of you, most of you guys, will get the work done that he normally does on his live. We're going to kind of humanize him up and see who John Benny is. Outside of running, literally inventing the AI for, I guess for Amazon. He was a little Amazon, that AI thing on your Amazon app might have been partly John Benny there. So crazy. There's no slouches in this YouTube game here, I guess. So at any rate, we'll have John on, and we'll talk about his energetic attunements and how he got started and whatnot. And Tuesday night as well, and he's right there. You got good timing, Chris, because Tuesday night we're going to have Chris the volunteer with his amazing bowls, or his amazing bowl, I should say. Sometimes you don't need bowls if you have the right bowl, and his bowl itself is worth most people's entire collection of bowls. It's a really nice bowl. And so Chris is going to grace us with his sacral singing bowl on Tuesday night, and that's going to be really blessed. So Isis wants to come in for that, so we're going to do a womb and a mother womb clearing. No, we are not doing a DNC, but a mother womb clearing. There we go. On Tuesday night with Chris's singing bowl and Isis. So this is going to be good. So Isis is going to come in with Chris there, and we're going to do some mother wound healing, and some mother healing, and sacral chakra inner child work as well. So it should be really good for Tuesday night. So yeah, things keep progressing here. And if you have anybody you want to see on the channel, just send me an email, Mr Floyd channelings with an S at gmail.com. If you want to be on the channel Tuesday night or otherwise, send an email. And of course, we are going to have Viviani. I got to get an email to her, but we're going to have Viviani back on, probably not next week, but the following week. So I have like every 2 weeks. Speaking of the devil, so we said talk about Chris, and he shows up, and then we talk about Viviani, and she pops right in the chat. All right, Elon Musk. No, we always got to say, if Elon Musk, if you're watching and you want to build a spiritual tube to have a better algorithm than what we're getting here at the YouTube, if you're watching Elon Musk, we'd be grateful for the spiritual tube with a much better algorithm. All right, so today we're going to work with the amethyst. There we go. Wow. And then we've got some cards here as well. I don't think she's in the chat, but I want to say shout out to Rooted Willow. If I see her in the chat, I'll point it out. But Rooted Willow, thank you. I got received some Moldavite. Oh, I didn't pay for it, but I received the Moldavite that she had shipped. And so if you watch Rooted Willow, she does crystal card pulls from your guides, right? So it's like, what crystal do you need to ground into? What stone? And I received Moldavite. And the Moldavite in our shop is more than I wanted. So she knows a dealer, and she got a discount on this chunk here. And so if you are in need of Moldavite, you can pass it on to me. I can check with Rooted Willow, or you can get it from me. But it's You can check with Rooted Willow. There we go. And Grateful, she gave me this little jasper. I guess it's a unicorn or a horse. I have to be careful with horse energy, though. For myself as a ox, so we're going to move the horse somewhere I can't see it. There's reasons I say that. As an ox, the enemy of an ox is the goat and a horse. So Chinese astrology. So, well, the horse is amazing. I have to be careful. Like if I'm performing, we don't want the horse, like now, we don't want the horse in front. So not the best. All right, so we're going to do some quick card pull. But basically, you can see we're starting to frame out good dawning a little bit more here with card pulls, energetics, and the like. And so we're going to pull, after you invert the cards here, we're going to pull some cards. There we go. And see what we get for the to ground today and your weekend. And of course, if it is Friday, Saint Germain saying you don't want to fry anything today. Don't fry your brain. So if you take an egg, right, then you take your egg and you put it on the counter and you smash it with your iron pan. Remember that commercial there? It's Friday. Don't fry your brain. This is your brain on drugs. They lie to you, but nonetheless, that's not your brain on drugs. You do more damage to your countertop when you smash that egg than you do to your brain, so to speak, in the converse. Good dawning, Fatima. We are grateful you are here. All right, so we have 2 cards here that want to come out. 3 cards. All right, so we got a 3-card Monty here. And let's see what we've got. What deck we're using this dawning is the Hero's Journey deck. I don't know. It just kind of called to me. I had this deck for a couple of years. And here's the artwork to the back of the deck. And let's see what we've got. All right. Perfect. All right. So first thing is to plant an intentional seed of some sort. Thank you, Rosie. Appreciate that. It's a beautiful deck. All right. And then the second one, so we'll kind of, they all tie together. So it's like first, see the first card, see the second card, see the third card, and then see the pattern within. All right. So celebrate the sacred gap. It's saying be sacred in your buffer time. I guess it's in between. So they're telling us to set some intention because you're in an in-between space. This is making sense. And then the third one is, aha. I'm in great company. So, but if you read the bottom, it says pull back to propel forward. So you're always in great company if you realize that you're with your angels, guides, and Saint Germain. But these always are available too. But so it kind of fits here, and you can read this into your own universe. It is a little different than most intuitive readers and whatnot. So basically, they're asking you to, while you're in this gap, and it all kind of fits here. Where a lot of you are in this gap space where you're in between like cycles or manifestations, and like your universe has an open space. Like you're not in a soul contract at the moment. That's the best way to describe it. You're not in a contractual space where you're living through a contract, being at a specific job or with somebody per se. And if you are, I mean, obviously if you're married and such, but even that can leave you with an open contractual space. So then we're asking you to plant some sort of intentional seed while you're in that space. Step back into yourself for a minute. And because it says pull back to propel forth. So step back into yourself to see to bring forth what you're intending. There we go. That makes more sense. All right. So I read them a little different. I'm not going to tell you what you see, and you have to interpret this into your universe. But it's pretty clear. They always flow together in some form or fashion there. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, I think these are gorgeous cards. That's why you generally, either you love the energetics of a card, or if you're buying a deck of cards, it's because, yeah, you think they're good-looking cards. I plant war. Awesome. We're all warriors. If we're watching this, and it kind of came to me the other day that we're all kind of warriors in the light, so to speak. All right, so we've been working on our 15-second project, and we're going to go and jump into that real quick. On Saturday and Sunday, it's up to you. Take 15 seconds. All you got to do is ground into your project, throw it up on the wall there, and be it. If you're looking to buy a Toyota Tundra, it doesn't hurt to drive by the dealership and sit in the Toyota Tundra and chill in the Toyota Tundra as you see yourself driving off from the lot. But so if you're new with us here, what we've been doing is an intentional project through Saint Germain, which is really the energetics of how you create your universe. Every single thing on this planet came from somebody's thought, came from inside them first, and then it had to come and be produced on the outside. So what we're doing is working with our inside energetics to create the energetic space to create what we want. So what we're doing is basically we're purposely manifesting. We're purposely creating here on Good Dawning with Mr. Floyd. So all you got to do, if you're new here, is to pause the video, see what you're looking, what would you like to see? Our drop date that we set up was November 11th. So between now and November 11th, we're going to do this every dawning, Monday through Friday. It's just 15 seconds. It takes a little longer to describe it, of course, so it's about 3 minutes of the video, but it's about 15 seconds here. So if you're new, pause the video. What do you want to see in your universe by November 11th? All you have to do is see it, feel it, and own it. You send the energy up to the greater source field. You've all manifested before. Otherwise, you'd be sitting around butt naked doing nothing. And you'd probably be dead. So you have to manifest food, if nothing else. So there you go. And those things you automatically manifest, whether you believe it or not. It's like food. If you had to physically try to manifest food like you think you try to manifest money or a relationship or a good job, you'd starve to death. To keep that in mind. So certain manifestations in your universe are designed to just flow like food. If you seriously, or you'd be shelter is another one. As long as you're generally booted into yourself in some form or fashion, I don't generally see too many of you out here homeless. That those things kind of, you don't have to reach as hard for the men you think you do, but energetically you don't in yourself reach as hard for those manifestations because you just kind of expect them. You could conflate that with things like money and relationships and decent cars and whatnot. Expect those things just as much as you expect to somewhere you're going to eat today, and you know it, and you never have any question about it. Or you have a place to put your head, and you know it, and you don't have any question about it. Or you know that when you turn on the sink, that the water is going to come out because you paid the bill, and there's no question about it. If you had that same with what you're manifesting now, it'd show up in your universe. It's fine. So that's what it's all really about: is holding that those energetics for 15 seconds and then bringing it into your universe. So we're going to go ahead and, again, if you're new here or watching in the rewind, pause the video, jump in, create something that you want to see in your universe by November 11th, and then start doing that every day. It's just 15 seconds. You can do it in the shower. It's where most people do it because you got to stand there and think anyways, or at least stand there if you're not thinking favored to you in the shower. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath. Center in, and then breathe out. One more breath. And 15 seconds, we're going to go ahead and ground into what we want to see again in our universe. We're going to see it, feel it, and be it November 11th. So go ahead and bring yourself into November 11th and your project. You're driving your car, cashing your check, in your new home, whatever it works for you. Whatever you want to see in your universe. It's November 11th and you're unwrapping the box. You're getting on the cruise ship. Hi, Anna. We're in our 15-second project here. So if you want to take a moment and good dawning to ground into that, we're grateful you're here. All right. And if you joined us in the pause there, we were intentionally grounding into what we want to see in our universe by November 15th. And the only way to do that is really to visualize it. Once you become a master, you can do it on the fly. You don't have to literally sit down and give it 15 seconds. But to honestly, to see what you want to see in your universe and do it as intentionally as possible, to just take 15, 20, 30 seconds and park yourself, your Hillary Duff, so to speak, and on your Hillary Duff. And then you ground into what you want. And the energetics get matched by your universe as long as you don't snatch it back from the ether there with negative worthy. This is where you lose your manifestations, is because you have when you want to manifest something at that exact moment, your intentions are pure. I want this, boom, and it's pure. You, for that exact moment in space and time, you're putting out grand intentions, and it's clear, and the universe sees it and feels it. It's that moment right afterwards, after you settle into the intention, that the unworthiness, the lack, how hard it might be, the time constraints maybe, all come into us, into our field based on our traumas, and start chipping away to the universe and to us, inside us, the ability to gain what we want. So if you can stop that, that's why we meditate. That's why we center ourselves. That's why we get into our light body by dropping our traumas. You can't, it's harder to meditate and bring energy through that heavy, dense trauma field inside your body when you're light and your cells are open in space and in breathing. Sun comes through, the light comes through, the codes come through, and your energy radiates back out just as well. But otherwise, it's gunked in. It stays in a dampened field when you're in your trauma. So that's why we work on those things. We do yoga. That's why you do stretches, whatever it is, to get that flow going, to break up the dense trauma in your body, to break up the dense energy, right? So that it's easier for you to be in that flow. That's really what it's all about when it comes down to it. In that aspect. All right. So hopefully you found something there in your project. That you're hopefully as you're grounding into that project there, you're feeling yourself as the days go on, lighter in your body, seeing what you're looking for in an easier light, and realizing that you're the only one blocking whatever you're looking for in your universe from yourself in the first place. And it's generally just, again, based on lack, trauma, and what have you. And that's what we're working on here, is to clear that. And that's why Chris on Tuesday will help to clear the mother and the inner child wounds through the sacral bowl, which is going to be amazing with Isis. So really, it's kind of an Isis sacral clearing event that we'll have Tuesday night here. So yeah, and all of this is designed to what? Help you to create your universe so that you're walking in the light, and whatever you want to do in your universe, you can do without being traumatized, without being bogged down by any of your old traumas, beliefs, old systems, low energy friends, or if they're low energy and you're vibrating up and you're still hanging around, they may not be friends, they may be energetic leeches and whatnot, but nonetheless. All right, so the second thing we're going to do today as well then is we're going to cut some cords, or we're going to recall some energy. And today we're actually going to recall crappy weekends. There we go. Since today is Friday, right? We've all had garbage weekends, and a lot of us have recently, I'm sure, had garbage weekends. I know I have. So we want to have a great weekend, right? So again, it's all energetics and it's all about intention. So thank you. This is actually green. This is an amethyst, Karen. This is purple fluorite. I found that it was sitting by the cash register. It was normally like $30, but it was listed half price. Like it was old and on sale, and somebody was like, they're like, change the price, and I'm like, can I? It's mispriced. That's our. I kind of got them in a technicality. I said, it's mispriced, right? And they, yeah. I said, well, technically, our policy is if it's mispriced, can I buy it at the wrong price, right? And then I'm running around mispricing the store with intention to buy something, right? That would be terrible. No, I'm not doing that. But it was just an old sale item that they found in a drawer, and it had never been changed. So they gave me the price at half price. So that's otherwise, yeah, I need to get a amethyst pendant. I could hang this one. Saint Germain's like, you could hang this one, but it'd be too heavy. So yeah, so I need to get an amethyst pendant, but the purple fluorite works well for Saint Germain just as well. And it lets, because it's fluorite and instead of amethyst, it's clear-ish. It's translucent, so it lets in the light. So he likes it. But eventually, I have to start wearing this moldavite. So as per Rooted Willow in her card pool there, and my guides, they want me to wear this moldavite. So I'm not afraid. There's no fear in my universe. It's stepping into the unknown energetics of wearing the moldavite that kind of get me more than anything else. So I'll probably try it on put it on this weekend and see what, from what I've read and from what I understand from customers and others, the first few days of wearing any form of moldavite is the equivalent of stepping into the seventh circle of craziness in your energetics. And I'm not stating it or owning that or saying that could be my fact, but that's what I've generally heard. What can I share about dragon? Not much. I know that it's a clearing. I haven't really worked with dragon's blood, Anna, but I know it's very clearing. I know it works well with your chakra. I'm feeling my lower chakra as well. If you're drawn to the other thing that I'm getting for sure is that if you're drawn to dragon's blood as a stone or as like an incense or whatnot, then most likely you have dragons in your field. And like John Benny there with his dragon light language, you may have dragons like when Tiamat Marduk went, all the dragons came over into our energetic field. They had to come somewhere, so they're in our 5D, or 5D, 6D, 7D field, and those dragons are available to us from Malduk, Tiamat, the asteroid belt. There you go, which became the asteroid belt. So when Tiamat, which is the 2D, 3D version, and Malduk being the 4D or 5D version of the same planet, there's multiple versions of Earth, right? There's 12D versions of Earth stacked on top of each other. We're just at the base of the. That's why we're considered the surface dwellers, because we're the 3D. We're part of the 3D universe that literally slammed to the surface of Earth. But yeah, so when Malduk blew up, or Tiamat blew up, then the dragons had to go somewhere. And so, of course, the dragons had already been working with the people in Malduk. And so they came here, and energetically speaking, they're here. And so you can work with the dragons too. And the John's really good with the dragon light language. But if you slow down in your universe and start calling in the dragons, or if you start feeling dragon energy or seeing dragons, then it's like if you see a lot of Bigfoot stuff. If you're just like driving and there's a Bigfoot sticker, and then you turn your left, there's Bigfoot, and maybe you stop at a Bigfoot gas station if you're like in Illinois or something. Then maybe Bigfoot's entering your auric field. It would be the same thing. So from my end, I saw a lot of dragons, and there's a picture. I'll post it at some point. Some of my cloud pictures, because you can see. You want to start seeing your universe in a different way. Start get a hammock or something. Go lay out in the clouds. Well, lay out in the sun and watch the clouds. You can see some of the craziest stuff, because yeah, your universe is as alive as you allow yourself to see it. I'll leave it at that. And it appears that last night, I think Archangel Raphael, it didn't move out, but he wasn't home last night, and it was just all Saint Germain, because the whole place lit up purple, like it was way purple. I mean, it was like purple, like insane. So I don't know if they're swapping there, but either way, the energetics of it all have been absolutely awesome, and definitely working to smooth me up, to say the least. Wow. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, check out the community page there, where Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain there apparently are like the odd couple, right? I keep thinking like again, I'm an old guy, so old school. So I think the odd couple, and how they've right, and so I can imagine over next door there. But anyways, favor to them, and I really doubt they'd be the odd couple. They'd probably be the most energetic thing. They'd probably be able to. They'd probably be the most best roommates ever. All right. Well, I had no idea about the dragon's bloodstone crystal dragon energy. I've acquired Moldavite. It's very powerful. I'm afraid to bust it out. There's some serious energy. It can be too much for some. It is, since it's a meteorite. Theoretically, it's this gigantic meteorite, and they release so many chunks of it. A way if you can tell if you have Moldavite, just if it's green, is that you see how it's clear? It's got that rough on the top, but it's clear underneath. And generally, they all look the same. Moldavite chunks like this aren't manufactured by like a jewelry store. Basically, whoever has the Moldavite, they release it. It's like diamonds, but if you know the diamond deal is a whole different deal. Because eventually they'll run out of Moldavite, because it's a meteorite. So they build these pieces like this big, and anything bigger than that apparently is going to be energetically too much for anybody to handle, or anything really big. I mean, you could have a little bit bigger, but and then they sell them to the jewelry community, to the crystal community, each year. So grateful. But yeah, diamonds. No, there's 1,000,000,001 diamonds, and if you ever see the pictures of De Beers diamonds with the machine guns, and so they only release handfuls of diamonds a year, and so that's why the quadrillion, trillion, billion diamonds they have locked up in their mines are worth more, because they just release handfuls at a time. But otherwise, diamonds are more common than just junk quartz that you'd find in anybody's lawn. There's more diamonds than most stones on the planet otherwise, but they're all congealed in the caves, and just a handful of them. So but nonetheless, thank you again. And yeah, maybe actually, if you ground in on that for a minute, or you might actually pick up some energetics from it. I haven't felt anything quite yet, and they say you don't right away, but as you wear it, it kind of bonds to you, and then it goes from there. So yeah, I'm in the same boat there for sure. Anna, favor to your Moldavite and favor to this one. I guess I'm going to try it on Saturday, maybe Sunday. Saturday, I'm going to a psychic fair, and yeah, so we're making big changes here with Mr. Floyd's channeling, at least in my universe. I'm not running a psychic, but I am going to purchase a table at the January event, psychic event in Denver. So this will be a walkthrough, see who I meet and whatnot. But in January, they come back in North Denver. So I'm going to purchase a table at the next Body, Mind, and Spirit Expo in December there, maybe when I get paid this week. And so I can do energetic tuning with Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael. I'll give if you sign up for a table, then you can give a lecture, right? So I'll do a 45 minutes, it's like 45 minutes to an hour. So I'll do a channeling and an energetic work with Saint Germain and Isis and whatnot. So yeah, so I got the intuitive hit to kind of expand my universe there. So yeah, if you want to come out in January, sometime, most likely this weekend, Monday, if not Monday, by the end of this month, I will purchase that booth, and it's not till January 15th. But yeah, and then they do, the same company does one in Chicago in the spring, so I'll fly out and go visit my dad, and who knows? And Anna, there you go. So the one that's in Rosemont, Anna, the Body, Mind, and Spirit. So I most likely will. And Chris is going. Chris is going to one on Sunday. So there we go. Synchronicities are abounding here in the family. So yeah, Anna. So we will see you at. I will see you at the Body, Mind, and Spirit convention in Rosemont. I think it's in March. Before then, but either way, that's my intentions here. But you can create intentions, but the universe may have totally other ideas. So keep that. When you're creating intentions in your universe, it's good to even sculpt it out there. I'm not writing if you're writing a book or something, you don't want to say anything until it's done. But if you're doing something like, hey, I'm going to a psychic fair, yeah, you're bringing up, or I'm going to be working at one eventually. So you bring up that energetics. So you have all those people pushing you into it. But yeah, if you're doing something impersonal, like writing a book, making a movie or anything, you don't want to give that. This is public, so it's not a big deal. But you don't want to give that out to your universe until you have that project solid. Keep that in mind. People will take your energetics or tell you can't do it, or throw hexes on it or what have you. This, I'm just buying a table and once I have the table, then I would tell you, hey, I have a table at a psychic fair anyways. So that's not a big deal. But if you're in an uncompleted project in your universe, if you're looking to build something, create something, don't spill those energetics out into the greater source field. Yes, you and the source field, but don't give that to your friends. Don't give away the energetics of what you're doing. Don't let people know per se until you're ready till you're solid in what you're doing. Because if you're not solid in the energetics of what you're actually trying to create in your universe, then it's easy to get dervish and knocked right out of that. So that's I've learned that the hard way. So absolutely, you wouldn't see me telling I'll tell you guys I'm buying a table because I know you would support that. But you wouldn't see me telling my father or his girlfriend, for example, that I'm buying a table at a psychic fair until it's already purchased. I have the intentions, it's all squared away, because he wouldn't understand. I'd have to bring more to the table than, hey, I bought a table at a psychic fair. He'd be like, what's that? And he wouldn't understand it, and he would think I wasted my money. So it's a matter of having those energetics aligned before you bring your projects and bring all that energetic forward. So keep that in mind as you guys begin to create there. Chris, have an awesome time at the psychic fair. And before you go into any situation like that, if you already found the psychic fair, you were guided to go there, or the medium fair, whatever, the energetic fair. But if psychic fair has its own weird connotation to it, because we're not all psychics or anything. It's more a gathering of like vibrations is what I like to call it. And if I ever ran a psychic fair per se, I wouldn't call it. It would be a gathering of like vibrations. But because yeah, that psychic fair, again, you gotta, like my parents will see that as a connotation, at a psychic fair, and it goes on from there. But anyways, but a lot of you probably have to deal with that in your universe. But when you go into the psychic fair, Chris, ask your guides to guide you through that psychic fair. I know you might be looking for like a past life regression session or like a Reiki healer. So ask your universe I know you're weaving through there and all the energetics to take you where you need to go, to land you in front of the table that you need to be in front of. And you won't miss what you're supposed to find then, at least if you've given it away versus trying to find it yourself. When we do that all the time, I'll find what I'm looking for. You won't find, no, you'll be guided where you need to go. You're not finding, generally speaking, but fantastic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and work on we never did do any cord cutting or clearing. So we're going to clear from the weekend there. We got into manifesting. So if we want to take a brief moment here, and if you're watching in the rewind, what we're doing is energetic recalling for our weekend. And so we've all had crappy weekends, and we don't want to go hold the energetics of having had a crappy weekend in our universe, right? So if we've all had garbage weekends, what we want to do now, where is Henny? That's a good question. That's like the first time we've not seen her. I saw her last night on Michael Sadler, but who knows? She may have a doctor's appointment or something. If we don't see Henny by this weekend, there's something, because I know you can see Henny generally, like Sonia Choquette goes live on Sunday in the dawning right before we go on the medium channel. So a half an hour before the medium channel is on, which I think in your times it's 11 o'clock. So if she's not in the 8:30 Sonia Choquette, then yeah, we'll see what's going on there. Henny, yeah, I love this. This is the most amazing day ever. We mentioned Chris and his singing bowls, and poof, he shows up in the chat. Synchronicities abound. Then we mentioned Viviani coming on again, and I have to send her an email about how awesome her readings were, her Akashic readings, and we're going to have her back on. Literally, as we said, Viviani, she shows up. Then, Henny, check this out, Helene. So we talk about, where's Henny? And we said, oh, if she's not around and we don't see her in Sonia Choquette on Sunday in the dawning, Sunday morning, then we know something's a little weird. Who pops in the moment we said Henny? Helene. If you're not seeing the coincidences, that was amazing. And I really, if I had an way to edit, my computer will thermal out if I try to edit a video because it's too old. But if I had a way to edit that, I would literally edit me saying that and the chat going up, and then I would figure it out. And then Chris, and hey, Chris and his bowls, and there's Chris, and then hey, where's Helene? There she is, right there. Henny's right there. So, Favor, I love how thank you, Saint Germain. The coincidences are just fire. Helene, welcome. Good dawning. Grateful you're here. So what we haven't missed much, we did our 15-second project, talked about manifestation. The deck we used, Helene, is the Hero's Dream Oracle. So if you watch that in the rewind there, it's asking you to kind of ground into something intentional while you're in this. A lot of you guys might be in a voided space, like in non-contractual space in your universe, where you're in open space. That being the case, it's asking you then to create something in that open space. Good dawning, Karma, as well. I didn't see you in the chat. Welcome. All right, so what we're going to do real quick here is we're going to go ahead and clear our crappy weekend. So everybody, take a moment. We're going to center into and take a breath. As you're breathing in, bring in memories that you might have of old garbage weekends. What is the worst weekend you ever had? We're asking you to relive the energetics. What we're going to do is get rid of those energetics from our field. We're going to remove the energetics, and we're going to cut cords and recall. We're doing two things at once. So we're going to cut cords from anything that's holding in our field from garbage weekend energies. So maybe you had a weekend where you were laying around and you felt bad, and you're holding that felt bad because you laid around all weekend. Cut those cords. If you've had a weekend maybe where you weren't as productive as you wanted, maybe you needed to do something, you had a project. The synchronicities have been crazy, and if you slow down, guys, aside from Saint Germain moving across the way, the synchronicities just numerically. If you saw my which door Monty video, those are just cars parked next to each other. The universe is screaming if we listen. We're going to do a whole video on that one too, and we might even go out and use a gimbal and whatnot, because if you just slow down and start looking every which way, you see on the side of a bus and a car, it's insane. So we've all had our garbage weekend. So what we want to do is cut cords from that. And then we also want to recall the energetics that we've left out from our intentions to have good weekends that turned into garbage weekends. So we're doing two things at once. So when we recall energy, we're going to go ahead and we'll have a statement. I'll say something. We'll just kind of follow with what Saint Germain really channels me to say. But the first thing we're going to do is cut cords. So if you've never cut cords before, it's real simple. You can write it on a chalkboard. Imagine yourself saying what you want to cut and pulling it off. When we're saying people, we're not talking about positive energetics. We're only cutting cords for removing negative and energetics that are heavier and more denser than us, basically, in our auric field. And anything that's vibrating more denser than us, we want to take out of our field because we want to stay at the lightness we are. And if we're hanging around people, if you hang around two or more people that are vibrating at a lower, denser space, your vibration, whether you realize it or not, will match to meet the other two. If there's two people with a higher person, A higher person will rise up. They can't meet your vibration, but it'll still lift their vibration up. But if you're hanging around lower vibrational people, slower vibrational people, there's no lower, but slower vibrational people, your vibration, like if two women hang out, become roommates, their menstrual cycles eventually start to match up. It's the same thing with your vibrational, your energetics. Your base frequency, while it's still way up here, it will sit at a lower space because it's being influenced by the company you keep. You can leave the company you keep, and maybe even if you go out and take a drive, push them to the left, you could take a drive. You sit up here, you get back to your friends, you go back and drive back to your friends, your vibration will drop down to match your friends. So keep that in. That's why when you say you want to hang out with people, karmics and whatnot, you get stuck in the swamp, so to speak. That's why they say don't be in the swamp, because you're not reaching your set vibration. You're lowering your vibration. You have to match your friends. If you walked in at your highest vibration with your friends there, you'd be up here and they wouldn't see your universe. You couldn't match energetics and you couldn't hang out. It wouldn't work. They'd be like, dude, what? They couldn't even understand the plane you're on. You can look down and see their plane. That's how you can hang out with them. You can you can debase your vibration at any time. You can bring it down, but they can't bring theirs up to match yours. So fortunately, that's when they say people can't go where you're going. That's where you get that. So what we're going to do then is ground into our crappy weekends, right? So take a deep breath with me. We're going to cut cords from negatives that we can pick up, negative situations, unbroken intentions, guilt that we have within ourselves for not completing things over the weekend, anything that works for you. We're going to cut those cords. So we're going to take a minute to cut those cords. Then we're going to do a quick call back of all of those intentions that we've had on the weekends that are sitting out in the auric field. And we're going to call those intentions and those energies back to us so that we can become whole, and to not be plagued by the energies of failed weekends, so that our weekends become more clear. If we clear the energies or pull back the energies of all of our failed weekends, then the next weekend won't feel as failed as the others might have, or you might not feel as pressed to do something or whatnot. Hope you're doing much better and your universe is more loving. I send healing, love, and peace and favor to you, Henny, whatever might be what's going on there for sure. Favor. All right, so take a deep breath with me. Breathe in. We're going to breathe out. And we're going to cut some cords. So go ahead and cut those energetic cords. And if you're at home, pause the video or just go along with the time here. And we're going to cut energetic cords from weekends. That's it. From intentions that we never created, crappy weekends, failed weekends, bad camping trips over a weekend, whatever it might be. Cutting those cords, unproductive weekend. I like that. There you go. But some people, feel like because they have to overcompensate for themselves, they feel they have to keep moving 24/7. So pull that out. Poof. Cut the cord. Cutting cords can be writing it on a chalkboard and erasing it in your mind. So I'm cutting cords. Missed concert was one, so I missed a concert. Not recently, but it is a failed event. It's a long story, but nonetheless. Erase that. Poof. And that. That. And that. All right. If there's more cords from missed weekends, broken weekends, argumentative weekends, what have you, that you might want to cut, you can do so. You can continue to do so. But what we're going to do right now then is do a quick invocation here. We're going to recall all of those lost energetic fragments as well. So if you want to join me here, I open my energetic field, and all you have to do is repeat after me. And Saint Germain is really channeling this. I open my energetic field, call back all the energetics of intent and intentional energetics of broken weekend projects, broken weekends, lazy weekends, weekends I did not accomplish anything, weekends that are stuck in my mind as not good days, weekends that are stuck in my energetic field that did not serve me at my highest. I call back all the lost energy that I may have left on a Saturday or Sunday in my universe from any timeline and any incarnation that I might have been on, and I cleanse those energies in love. That's it. All right. And if you need to, you can rewind that and certainly redo that. But basically, we're recalling all those lost energies so that when we walk into our weekend, we're not carrying the vibrations of broken weekends from the past. And that's what it's really all about. We're going in clean to our current weekend. All right. So we're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain and do a quick channeling here. And have a good dawning and a great day. All right. So when I channel, if you're new here and you haven't seen myself channel, I am a full conscious channeler at this point. I can walk, I can multi-channel, so I can switch between channeling. So I can channel like one person and switch into Isis to Kuan Yin. Well, Kuan Yin's coming in. She's been coming in, and she will probably be here. Well, she's already here, but I haven't channeled her publicly, and I will shortly. Not today. Isis. So it switches a lot between Isis and Saint Germain, and so we'll see what we get here. But Isis will definitely be joining us Tuesday for the sacral chakra clearing and the mother wound healing with Chris and his amazing bowl there, and we're grateful for that. An unproductive weekend is a good weekend, well spent. I don't disagree. You choose what's productive for you and your weekend. I just know couple of people who just did universe. Everyone does what they do in their universe on their weekends, especially. And so if you've had some weekends that maybe just kind of stick in your crawl there, that's really what it's all about. And so clearing that energetic so that you go in and see Friday night, Saturday, Sunday as a different energy, as hopefully you do. But all right, so we're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain here. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good dawning and welcome. We are Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, and we are channeling through Josh for you, to you today on this Friday. So remember, you cannot fry your brain. If you are smoking the marijuana, they are lying to you. Remember the commercial in the 80s there? This is your brain, or 90s. This is your brain. We put the egg down. This is your brain on drugs, right? The frying pan. And I think he even had a cast iron frying pan. So you smash the frying pan on the table there and you crack your countertop, right? That's what would really happen. You are not going to crack your brain. So keep that in mind. That when we say that on Friday, right? What are you frying as well? Do not, Helene, you are not frying the Oreos, are you now? No fried Oreos for you, Henny, on the Friday. But if you are finding a fried Twinkie, the Twinkies, have you noticed if you go to the grocery store, your food has gotten smaller? Just noticed that the other day, his loaf of bread. You buy a loaf of bread now in your grocery store. Used to be like this, now it's like this. They have shrunken the loaf of bread pans. It was cheaper to buy new bread pans and shrink it to sell you less bread for the same price. So your Twinkie. Go take your picture. Take a picture of a Twinkie. Go find a Twinkie now. And we really don't recommend it. But if you see a Twinkie now, this is a Twinkie from 1985. Twinkie from 1985 looks like a giant big brick, right? But the Twinkie now is like this big. It's like one bite. So it is interesting in your universe how they are conflating. We are not inflating anything. There's no inflation. But no, they are taking it through, as we call it, through your grocery store. So keep that when you are going to your grocery store. Watch out for this was not the intention, but this is what came through here. Josh was not thinking we are going to channel this, but he never knows what's going to channel. But when you're going to your grocery store, see into your universe, the intentions that they are placing in your universe, how you are, the shrinkflation, there we go, in your universe. There's lots of intentional energetics that you see in your universe that are trying to grab you this way or grab you that way, or for you to, you go to the store, buy this brand new. So you go and you know what's brand new about it is they shrunk the package. There's nothing new about it. Or they take out the ingredients and then they call it brand new again. So if you have noticed that your food quality, the taste of your food probably has gone down as well. So they are messing with that. So that's why we're asking for you when you go to the grocery store to try to shop the outside of your grocery store. Don't try to shop the inner ring of the store where you have the processed food in the box, right? So if you can do that, you are going to be much better off because we are trying to see that you are love and your body is love. And we want you to love your body. So when you go to your grocery store, we're asking you to, as best as you can, not buy your Twinkies. And if you are eating your Oreos, you're eating more than your Oreos. But that's a whole nother story, Helene. But anyways, we love the Oreo cookie in your universe. But We are asking you not to really eat your cookies, because those cookies that you buy in the grocery store, if you knew what was really in them, you would probably want to toss your cookies, so to speak. So we are asking for you this weekend, when you are doing things in your weekend, to be more intentional, to look at your universe and see where they are trying to grab your energetics, right? They are always working to grab your energy, right? If they got your energy, then you're not going to create in your universe. You are more dependent on them if they are grabbing your energy, and you are allowing your energetics to be taken away, distracted from what you are trying to do. And if you are going to the grocery store and you are looking for not being distracted from what you are trying to do, walk around the outside of the grocery store. Do not go through the middle aisles per se. If you need organic taco shells or something, but we do not even recommend eating the corn because, well, nonetheless, we're not getting into all that. But when you are out in your universe over the weekend, if you have cleared your crappy weekends, right? If you have cleared the weekend energy through what we did, the energetics of pulling back, calling in your negative weekends, you will find that this weekend might be much more relaxing for you. You have removed from your auric field, you have removed some of those heavier energetics, some of those heavier memories, right? You don't remove the memory per se, but you remove the heaviness of the memory. There you go. From your field, you have pushed and cleared those energetics, and you have called back all those lazy weekends. Well, then there's nothing wrong with a lazy weekend, but the ones that you are conflating in your mind as being lazy and unproductive are being weekends that you didn't get what you needed done, or whatever it is for you, or that you just wasted the weekend or wasted away, so to speak. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But if you have those energetics in your field, that's why we do those things, so that you are going into a clear space. You are a little bit more in your light body. And of course, being Friday, if you choose to fry something, you can email it to Mr Floyd channelings@gmail.com. But nonetheless, we have never received anybody's fried pictures from Friday. But we are grateful that you are here. We're not going to keep this too long because Josh has to go to work. So what we are going to do now is grab the amethyst, right? There's the purple amethyst, the violet flame in rock form, right? You live on a planet, lots of tools that you have. Before you had the cell phone and the Johnny's Hero Oracle deck and all of these things that you have created in your universe, and before Moldavite was wrapped around stamped silver there and placed in this little chunk, and it was a big chunk of Moldavite that was just laying on the ground, so to speak. You had amethyst, the violet flame, living in a crystal form, right? So if you are not in balance in your universe, get yourself some amethyst. We are still working on getting a 5% code for the Crystal Joys website. That we will do so at some point. Or the store will go on sale for Christmas and you won't need the 5% code. And we will let you know when things are on sale, that you can get your amethyst, your pocket. We call this your pocket violet flame, so to speak. Or you wouldn't want to put this one in your pocket. Be too big, you would rip a hole in your pocket. But if you carry a piece of amethyst with you, you are carrying like a physical version of the violet flame in earth form. Are you understanding? You can ground into the amethyst. The tumbled amethyst works best for this. So you can ground into your tumbled amethyst, right? And you can carry that with you, and you can use that as a representation of the violet flame for yourself. Chris is going to work on clearing my space, working on stuff related to my channel and the new content. That is amazing. We are always blessed to see somebody stepping into the energetic space, into that creative space, realizing that they are a creator on a creative torrential field. You all are. Everything in your universe you created. The car you are driving, you created the energetics to end up with that car. The food that you eat, you create those energetics as well. So if you can get yourself a pocket amethyst, then you have basically a pocket of violet flame for yourself. And you can then hold it in your hand as a representation of Saint Germain's love for you and the violet flame that is always with you. Remember, when you are out in your universe, all you have to do is turn up your violet flame like the gas stove, right? If you are watching this, the violet flame does not have to be invoked like I am invoking the violet flame and da-da-da-da-da. No. Envision the violet flame. Saint Germain, I am turning up the violet flame. We gave you the gas stove version of the violet flame. So do not forget that while you are out in your universe, if you are in need of some energetic clearing, Never recommend you turn it off. Then you are totally by yourself out in your universe. But if you leave it on 1, 2, or 3, like a pilot light, and then turn it on low, you always have the violet flame around you, so to speak, protecting you. But don't forget about Isis as well if you're watching this. Isis, dearie, we have given you the pyramid of protection as well. Mother Isis wants you to remember that you are using your pyramid of protection. It is granted for you, but if you need to turn it up, you have to ask me to turn it up, dearies. If you do not ask Mother Isis to turn up your pyramid of protection, then it does you no good. It'll be on, but when you're going into energetic situations, Isis, shields up. That's all you need to do. You have that pyramid with you. We are asking you to have more of a responsibility to interact with your living universe. We're asking you, dearies, to interact with us a little bit more because the energetics, we cannot give you if you are not receiving. So if we do not know you are out there either, we cannot give. Mother Isis knows that you have the pyramid and the pyramid of protection, but if you want it on and you want it set to, say, 7 or 8, you are going into a concert, dearie, then you would want it set to 9 or 10. In order to do that, dearies, we are asking that you contact myself, Isis, and say, Mother Isis, please protect me in this situation as I am moving my energetics into a space that needs more of your light. You could say it however you choose, but dearies, do not conflate the fact that you have the pyramid with that it is working. It does require the plug to be you and the outlet to be Mother Isis. There you go. So Mother Isis says, if you are out in your universe, you need to. We are like the talk show hosts here, right? Mother Isis, thank you so much. We are grateful for your comment. So if you are out in your universe, we could use the amethyst as a microphone too. So if you are out in your universe, right, and you are in a place where you are needing larger protection energetically, you are protected, of course, all the time, the violet flame, but that is your personal violet flame. And that's more clearing than protection. Keep that in mind. But nonetheless, if you want your protection, and call on Isis to fire up your pyramid of protection, it's always there for you. And if you do not, then it's there. It's just like hanging over you, but it'll vibrate. It'll protect you, but not in the way that if you are communicating with Isis and asking her for, keep it on, Isis. Keep me going, Isis. So to speak, I am in this concert here, and I do not want to get throwing beer bottles. I do not want to get hit with a beer bottle, so to speak. We hope you are not in that concert, but nonetheless, protect my energetics. And if you are using the pyramid of protection from Isis, do keep in mind, there's no instruction manual. This is not like the greatest American hero where you have got the space suit, right? You can fly around, but you don't have the instructions. So you keep flying into walls. You do not have to do that with the pyramid. We'll give you the instructions. Isis, turn it up. Isis, can you make sure this pyramid is protecting my car? Isis, can you enlarge the pyramid to protect my home? Isis, I'm getting on an airplane. Can we protect the aeroplane, please? Are you in understanding? There is your instructions. You don't have to fly around like the greatest American hero and smash into walls now. There you go. Ha, ha, ha. Nonetheless, we love you. We are Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, and Mother Isis. And we have channeled for you. We are grateful. We are hoping that you have the greatest weekend ever. You have cleared your energetics from crappy weekends, from old weekends. You're clearing your energetics from negative weekends. Even if you are just intentionally doing so, you are just saying, I'm clearing my energetics. I want to have a better weekend. Is going to lead to what? A better weekend in your universe. You're going to end this here because Josh has to go to work. But nonetheless, we love you. We know you love yourself because you are watching this. And while you are out in your universe this weekend, remember, you can always cut your card. Somebody cut you off at the grocery store. You see Fran at the grocery store and she starts conflating about her children. You are not even at the water cooler. Fran, I love you. Cutting your card. Go away. I love you, nonetheless. Releasing transmission. There you go. All right. So if you see Fran at the water cooler, more power to you. But other things, on Monday, we're going to talk about St. Germain and Tellus. Apparently, he's inviting you guys to go to Tellus, but not over the weekend. He's going to start on Monday there with that. So if you're in the astral there, we'll talk about Tellus and what he can do. But let's see what we've got. Otherwise, here we're going to go through the chat real quick. We got Chris outside. All right, Chris, welcome. There's a whole bunch of you in the Philadelphia. You have to say it right. Philadelphia doesn't sound right unless you go Philadelphia. It just sounds better when you roll it off your tongue that way. but in the Philly area. And of course, Chris, we find this funny, from Baltimore, just an hour and a half down the road. So there you go. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. So that's the other reason why you guys can grab me. If I was energetically like way like aloha dudes, it wouldn't catch, right? The energetics may not match as much. If I'm like hang loose, and or what, or like some like north, like I live in like Northwest, like Washington State, the energetics wouldn't be there. But I'm an East Coast guy too, so just keep that guys in mind. I was born in D.C. and I went to high school in Baltimore, Maryland, Pikesville Senior High School, and used to go to Philly all the time and driving 95 quarter. That's me. I hitchhiked all the way from Florida all the way up to Maryland, so East Coast all the way. So and I did Dead Tour 90, 90, or 91, 92, 93 Dead Tour East Coast too. So there we go. So East Coast all the way. So that's why a lot of the energetics there totally fit. And Philly's awesome. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Ah, beautiful AJ. Say that now. All right. I don't want to know what AJ. Let's see what we got here. Otherwise, all right, guys. With Jean Renee. She's in Philly too. How awesome. So there's a whole bunch of you in that general area there. And of course, with Adam from the Medium channel there being in New York itself. So you guys are all on target there. And hopefully John Benny. That's where Viviani is as well. And so, right, Viviani's in the Philadelphia area as well. And so that's where John Benny. You won't have to go very far, Chris, to get to John. And then you guys will to get to John Benny's retreat there. And if you haven't, check out his email, and it'll be in my chat Thursday. Make sure you reply to his email there in regards to if you want to see him in America in very early spring. He don't do it in the winter, but very early spring. He's looking to do a retreat in the Philadelphia area. So there you go. How awesome is that? And most of you guys are from there. There's no coincidences in anything in this universe. And I'll put this to the energetics. At least I'm floating the energetics to see what would be if I'm here in Colorado, which I can't. I'm open to anything, so I don't know anything. I leave it at that. But if I'm here in Colorado in April, March, I will start putting together, if you're interested, a Colorado camping retreat out here in Colorado itself. 3-4 days in the mountains, 3 days in the mountains. Camping, if you don't have camping gear, I will find a place where it can be rented from, which you can actually do from REI, and there's like 8 dozen other places out here where you can rent camping gear as well, but we got a bigger campsite. And so that's an idea I'm floating as a retreat, quite possibly if I'm here in the spring, summer, June or July, out here in Colorado. So, all right, so we got to go ahead and end this. I got to get to work here. But we never even did get to the amethyst. So we're going to do a quick closeout here, smoothing out with the amethyst. For you to agree, just stay on the show. You don't have to put anything in the chat. Otherwise, you can. If you don't agree with the energetics, you can always drop off, of course. So we're just sealing in what we've done. The intentions for our weekend, sealing off ourselves with the clear energy, and of course, amethyst being the most neutral of all, like the balanced stone. So we're going to quick tap to the third eye, quick tap to the throat chakra, and a quick tap to the heart chakra. Smooth it down. And I have to state, I'm not a professional Reiki. This is energetics with Saint Germain. Let's put in the crystal shop the rock shop for a reason. And there's more rocks to come. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end this, guys. I'm grateful for you. One more quick, we'll seal this off. Grab anything that's left. There we go. Didn't bang the table this time, which caused the phone to flip over. So I'm grateful. Sunday, you'll see me. I'll be on the chat in Adam's show, and I'll be wearing the Moldavite. So if I'm squirrely there, let's see what happens. A favor, Anna, to your Moldavite as well. And favor to, again, to, no, she's not in the chat there, but we're just putting out energetics. Rooted Willow's mom. Keep her in your prayers. For Rooted Willow's mom there. And, Karen, there we go. Karen has Moldavite earrings, apparently. Favor. And the more I hold on to it, the more I can. It's like, yeah, I can understand why it can be a little crazy. We're gonna put that down. At least a burning sensation in my hand. Um, it's like an after. You ever pick up a stone, you get this after feeling. It's like this burning sensation in my hand here. And don't forget Wednesday or Thursday, 8 a.m. Thursday with John Benny. Tuesday night, we're gonna have Chris, the volunteer, do work with us and our sacral healing event with Mother Isis, and then Anna, or not Anna. I mean Anna. Yes, welcome. No, we're gonna have Laura. There we go. On Monday at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock your time with tarot cards or oracle and the like with what's up. And so we're starting to merge this here, and we'll get with Viviani. The following week we'll have Viviani on as well. I also talked with R. Wayne Steiger. So either I'm going to be on his channel or he's going to be on this channel as well. And I'm getting emails out to others, and we are looking to, if you know anybody who channels and would like to be on Good Dawning or just on the channel, we're looking for channelers. So if you want to send them to this way, that would be blessed. But otherwise, and if you want to be on the channel, just send me an email, Mr Floyd's channeling at gmail.com. And if you're interested in a one-on-one session with Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, Sekhmet, Isis, where we do working on your universe, energetic attunement, and chakra balancing, then send me an email as well at Mr Floyd's channeling at gmail.com. And I'm working on getting a portal so that it'll zoom from the email right into a purchase in a website and all that stuff. If you're interested, or a link to just automatically set up a one-on-one session. So we're working on all that as well. So yeah, lots of big changes here. I am grateful that you guys are here and have stuck with this. I think we're in like our 3rd month or something insane, and it just keeps getting better. Hopefully it's getting better in your universe as well. And Saint Germain is asking you to slow down this weekend. If you slow down, we want you to see the coincidences, the not so coincidences in your universe. And Chris, when you go to your psychic fair, ask your universe what you need to see, whom you need to meet, and what you need to take from the psychic fair, because you are in the mixed energetics that is vibrating where you are. So you can find other things. You are in the open space there where miracles, things, poof, pop into your frame there because you are in vibration where you are at. So carry those energetics in. Have no expectation, but have that, ooh, I am grateful. Something amazing is going to happen. Feeling inside yourself. And you never know what could happen when you're in the energetics that you are matching that, like at a psychic fair, so to speak, or energy fair is really a better way to say it. But nonetheless, we love you. Lisi. All right. I love you too. Grateful that you guys are here and have stuck with this. And yeah, we'll put out a bunch of shorts this weekend as well. And stay awesome. You guys have a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. And I will see you on Moon Day in the next. And I will definitely be in Adam's chat there on Sunday at the Medium channel. So nonetheless, if you're watching this and want to catch most of the family again, catch us at 11 a.m. on Monday, or on Sunday at 11 a.m. on Adam Bernstein's channel, the Medium channel. There we go. All right. I love you. Stay awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next.